Good morning. Chris Anderson, the curator of TED, said that nervousness and excitement are pretty much the same emotion, so I'm very excited to be here with you guys today and to share my story. A year ago, I had just heard of NPE. I had just signed with NPE, and I decided I would attend mega training. And I was sitting in the very seats that you're in today. And as they brought on the Member of the Year submissions, I thought, wow, how incredible. These people are amazing. These stories are amazing, and I would love to be there one day. But I wasn't sure that that was something that I could do or that it was possible for myself. So today I'm just going to go through my story of how I had to really let go of the person that I thought I was to become the person that I really wanted to be. So flashback to 2015, I was working a full-time job, and I was running my business as a hobby. So I was teaching classes before I went to work. I was leaving work at lunch to teach classes, and then I was going back to my studio in the evening and doing paperwork until all hours of the night and repeating it day in and day out. When I came here, I couldn't believe that people actually had lives and that they were happy and knew what they were doing. I was incredibly burnt out. I really had no idea what I was doing. I thought that being busy was productive and that being overworked and overwhelmed was a status symbol. And if that was the case, I must be doing things right. But I was incredibly wrong. The evening before I left for mega training, I had my business model was group fitness with a little bit of, or a lot of yoga. Even though it wasn't my passion, it was what our members wanted. And I had a couple yoga subcontractors. So the evening before I left for mega training, they approached me at 10:30 in the evening, and they told me that if I did not pay them 60% of all the profit I was making, that they would run my business into the ground by the time I got home. So I came here, I had no idea what to do. I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, but I was full of inspiration from all of you. When I got home, I decided I would quit my full-time job and that I would let go of all my staff. So I dropped yoga altogether. I released my subcontractors after paying them 60% for 1 month. And I took the biggest leap of faith and I raised my rates. When I did this, also letting go of yoga, I ended up with 5 clients. So I had just quit my full-time job. I had no idea what I was doing, and I also had a building with no clients left. Because of this, I was incredibly afraid of fear and of failure. So I decided that I would just run away from my problems and that I would leave the country. So I applied to go on a mission trip for 6 months, just leaving everything behind. Fortunately, before I left, or was scheduled to leave, I read the book Mindset, which was recommended by the NPE community. So for those of you who have not read Mindset, it's by Carol Dweck, and she just talks about 2 different perspectives. So whether we approach things in life with a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is where you see an obstacle as a challenge and an opportunity to overcome it and to really develop yourself, or a fixed mindset, which you see an obstacle, and you just have this innate feeling that if you're, for example, good at English, you're not good at math, and that you'll never be good at math. And I had a very fixed mindset. So I decided that over the next year, I was going to give myself a mindset makeover, and that I would try to make everything work. So I started over in January. I declined my trip, and I had 5 clients. I had a 700 square foot facility. I was back to being a solopreneur, doing everything on my own. And I had no systems, no core values, and no clear vision. Talking with my coach, Jonathan, the other day, he even said, I got you in January, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do with this girl? But I listened to him, and I rebranded. I started to follow the dang instructions, and I really decided that over the next year, I was going to invest in myself. The first thing I did was I had to change my identity. I really had to let go of this person that I thought I was in order to become the person that I really wanted to be. Following the NPE success principle, I am a business owner. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada, so it's the prairies, and it's also in the heart of the Bakken oil field. So most of our community is older male, a lot of business owners, and no one really took me seriously as a 25-year-old female, 5 foot nothing. I was just seen as irrelevant. My dreams and goals were considered cute. People even pat me on the head, oh, that's nice, good luck. But in order for others to see me as a business owner, I really had to define myself as one first. With that being said, I really focused on personal development. Following the NPE success principle, I committed to investing in myself and surrounding myself with others ahead of where I am now. I really had to focus on my habits first and foremost, especially financial habits and my time management. I decided that for a year I would give up shopping at Lululemon, which has been incredibly hard, and instead I would invest in books. So I decided I would read, following the Miracle Morning Principle, I'd read 10 pages a day. Over the last year, I actually just finished my 25th book on the way here, which has taught me so much about persistence, about time management, about sales, about developing myself as a person. And then on that note, also surrounding myself with others ahead of where I am now. So Jim Rohn says that you become the 5 people you spend the most time with. And after I took a hard look, I realized that most of the people I spent my time with didn't believe in myself or my goals, and I really needed to change that. So I really dove into the NPE community, and I'm so thankful for Sean for following his dreams and for all the coaches and the mentors for following their dreams, and everyone in this room for following and just being a part of that community, because you guys have allowed me to see that your dreams are coming true, which means that my dreams are very capable of coming true, and I'm able to make that happen. The first thing I needed to focus on after that was sales. I was fortunate enough to read the book Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone, and I really had to define my worth. I had no idea how to charge someone. When I was working my full-time job, I had worked out a deal with my boss where she would let me go sometimes during the day to train clients at my own facility, but I didn't have the heart to charge them. So not only was I not charging my clients, I was leaving my job to make no money. So I really needed the auto closer program, and I started to develop that and implement it into my business. In March, I did 19 consultations, and I closed 19 out of 19 sales. So I was finally able to help people by realizing that I wasn't trying to sell them. I wasn't a greasy car salesman, that I was actually finding a solution to their problem. Next thing I needed to focus on was my numbers. I had a very fixed mindset when it came to numbers or math, so I avoided them altogether. I started my business in 2014, like I mentioned, just as a hobby, training clients here and there. And then in 2015, we started to grow a little bit. And truthfully, I'm not even sure of the real numbers because I never tracked a single thing. I didn't know how many clients we had. I didn't know how much money we actually made. I avoided anything to do with numbers altogether. By applying a growth mindset, I've slowly started to learn more about numbers and to feel comfortable with them. And now it's actually one of my favorite things to do is to look at my numbers in terms of finances, clients, leads, prospects, and to make predictions from them. In 2014, I made $10,000, roughly, I think. In 2015, I had made $60,000. And this year, we are just sitting under $139,000. When I first talked to Rick, he said, what's a financial goal? And I said, well, I'd be happy if I made $60,000. And he told me that was kind of a pathetic goal for me, and I needed to push myself. So I said, okay, 6 figures would be unreal. That would be absolutely amazing. If I don't make another sale at all this year, I'll be sitting at $189,000. And thanks to Bounce Habits and S3, I'm definitely on goal to hit over $200,000. And the last mindset principle I really had to work on was being authentic. Once I really defined core values and put them in place in my business, it was like the members just started to flow in. They wanted to be a part of what we had, and I was starting to realize that by being authentic in who I was and what my business goals were and aligning them with that. Members wanted to be a part of the mission, and they really wanted to come on that journey. So we've been able to really change our community. We donate $1 for every inch lost, which we track monthly, to a breakfast program for inner city children. So we're not only able to provide them financially with a healthy breakfast, which consists of a protein, a carb, and a healthy fat each morning, but we're able to go in and we actually serve the breakfast. So we're able to have relationships with these children, and we're able to really teach them and educate them about the importance of healthy eating. And this is to children who would probably, if they got a healthy meal ever, some of them wouldn't even get meals in a day. So it's made such a big difference to the children and to our members. We also started Fresh Air Fitness. So being in an oil field community, there's not a lot of activity. There's really not a lot to do being in the prairies, the middle of nowhere. So we started an outdoor gym. We are raising the funds for it now, and we've got our land in a piece of development. And so by next year, we'll have this started so anyone can come access the equipment. And we also, our logo is a C and an O, so for Encompass. The CO also stands for community outreach. So we just try to do as much as we can. And my philosophy is just really making sure that everyone who comes into our space or everyone that we have an interaction with leaves feeling happier and better about themselves, whether it's in our facility, out in the community, or wherever we may be. Overall, I really had to just let go of the person that I thought I was. I thought I was poor at sales. I thought I was terrible at numbers. And I thought these things could never get better. I lacked confidence. I had poor surroundings, poor people around me for my mindset. I was an avoider. I tried to run from all of my problems, anything I wasn't good at, and failure and fear. And I really just focused on becoming who I wanted to be. I wanted to be a business owner, and I wanted to be an inspiration to others. I'm confident now. I feel that I'm making a difference. I'm an action taker, and I really embrace fear. Overall, I encourage you to follow the dang instructions and apply the principles, no matter how stubborn you may be. They truly do work. To take massive action in everything you do, and to really grow yourself and your business, to give yourself a mindset makeover. As Sean talked about yesterday, being patient and persistent, my dream one day is to live in the mountains, and although I'm not there yet, my business has given me the opportunity to travel often and to spend time in the mountains, which is my favorite place to be. I just can't thank everyone enough. I can't thank Sean, my coach Jonathan, and Nicole, who's been such an inspiration to me. In September, I had a best month ever of $32,000. I've closed 99 out of 93 consults. We had some people cancel consults, and we had some people phone and just tell us they wanted a membership with no consults, which is a close rate of 106%. We grew from 5 members in January to 117 currently, and when I checked Asana this morning, my staff has scheduled me 6 consultations for Monday morning when I get back. My goal was 6 figures, and I hope to double that this year. We've had growth of 230% in the last 10 months. We have a takedown challenge, our 3rd one ever. We have 70 participants. We're in week 2. They've already lost 365 pounds. And 50 of those participants are non-members, so we hope to convert a lot of them. So now not only are we providing value through our client experience and through relationships, but we're actually getting our clients results, which is something we weren't able to do before. I'm living my dream life in a created rather than a reported world. I'm finally taken seriously. In fact, our community has suffered an oil field loss and economic downturn. Most of our community has been, business overall has went down by 65%. Our population went from 14,000 back down to 11, and 35% of people have either been laid off or have suffered significant pay cuts. So to have a business that has not only survived but has thrived through that last year has been tremendous. And I'm truly taken seriously in our community. and we're really making a difference and able to give back. Here's a couple of photos. This is our space. It was 700 square feet. I can't believe people didn't leave because it was so small and so crammed, and it was in the middle of nowhere. We just moved 2 weeks ago, into a 5,200 square foot space. It's been such a blessing. The day that I was supposed to sign another lease for 3,300 square feet at a substantial rate of $13 per square foot, which I had to negotiate down from $18, being in the oil field community, I had a gentleman walk into my space that very day and tell me he'd like to help me out, offering me roughly $6 per square foot. So it's been such a blessing. This is our new space. We actually have a retail area, which we never had before, which has put us huge in terms of retail sales with Shackley and S3. We have an entrance, which we never had before. Jake, we have no rocking chair. We have a lot of space. We have new flooring. We have turf. Our members are so happy, and they just continue to spread the word. And I have staff, so staff that are finally aligned with my core values and who want to be a part of growing the business and a part of our mission. And it's just been such an incredible year, and I can't thank you guys enough. Everyone here, Sean, Jonathan, NPE coaches, all of you fellow members and staff, to Balanced Habits, who really helped me get tangible results for my clients, to Chris and Jessica Page, who've been so helpful throughout the year, and have provided more revenue through S3, and to everyone in this room. I'm just so humbled to be able to share my story with you guys. Thank you very much.